Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and this is a reaction to 5 natural disasters waiting to happen. Pretty happy video. Gonna make you feel good about yourself? Yeah, probably not, but it's, I don't know what to expect, to be honest. I guess this might be sort of ongoing issues in terms of like on the earth, like natural disasters obviously. Why don't I just read the damn title and take it in? So yeah, I don't know what specific things it's gonna be, but I guess it's things that are like planned, maybe like meteor strikes or something. I don't know though, but we're going to get into this. I do like the channel a lot. I've done a few reactions to it recently and it's always quite enjoyable, and people always seem to enjoy them. So again, if you want more of these reactions, suggest what you want to see in future. Links are in the description to my Instagram, my Twitter for those who want to follow me, same for my Patreon, links are there for those who want to see extra reactions, and for my second channel, links are there too. I'm gonna like update my setup, so I'm gonna like do like a video. I think I'm gonna post it on my second channel, my new channel. Again, links are there, and it's gonna sort of be like the before and after. Cause I mean, I'm already getting started now. Like the backgrounds, like I'm getting rid of certain things that I should have got rid of ages ago, really. But again, if you're interested in that, my second channel is where I will probably post it. But just let me know your thoughts, and maybe stuff like that in future will be posted there too. Anyway, this intro's too long. We're going to get into this, but you're going to probably notice over the next few weeks, etc., that the setup's getting updated. So I mean, yeah, that's to look forward to. I guess I don't know, but let's just jump
It really
into
seemed like 2020 was nothing but one disaster after the next. Society weathered wildfires, volcanic eruptions, and obviously the coronavirus. I was hoping that 2021 would be better, but that's not exactly been the case either. Well, as it turns out, the worst may still be yet to come. There are plenty of imminent disasters waiting on the horizon, and with the way 2021 has been
Why is this filmed on a potato? Why does it seem so bad
going, these events may just happen sooner rather than later. From earthquakes to volcanoes and so much more.
What's going on here? Why is it so bad? Wait, what the hell has happened here? I'm so baffled. Why is it just... Well, let's put it on 720 because I'm using my hotspot to record. Don't want to get it like too laggy.
Is waiting on the horizon. And with the way 2021 has been going, these events may just happen sooner rather than later. From earthquakes to volcanoes and so much more, here are 5 natural disasters that are simply waiting to happen.
Let's go, man. Let's see what's gonna possibly end us
A lot
off.
of attention gets paid to the San Andreas fault line. It runs nearly the entire length of California, and people wait on bated breath for when the big one will finally strike.
I remember learning this in
However,
geography.
there is another fault line not too far away that people in the western United States should keep just as close of an eye on. The Cascadia Subduction Zone runs for about 700 miles along the coast of the Pacific Northwest.
Holy shit.
It begins around Cape Mendocino in California, continues through Oregon, and ends at about Vancouver Island in Canada.
What?
The reason why this stretch of land is referred to as a subduction zone is due to the fact that part of the region has one tectonic plate sliding underneath another one. Tectonic plates are responsible for rearranging the planet's continents, and while their movements are generally slow and harmless, occasionally the areas where these borders meet can be deadly. There is a very real possibility that the Cascadian subduction zone could give way all at once. If that were to occur, then that region of the United States would experience an earthquake with a magnitude between 8.7 and 9.2.
Oh my days. Quick question. I feel like, so obviously, what are they called? Plates. Like, they obviously do what they shift for a reason, etc. What would happen in not an ideal world, but in a world where like the tectonic plates didn't shift? What would that lead to? Would that lead to like, I don't know what sort of things it would lead to, but would it lead to things like the world or the land that we live on being a bit more unstable? Like, what would it sort of do? Would it do anything? Or would the world just be a better place if tectonic plates didn't move?
Not
So I swear there would be like a thing, Like, obviously, we see them as a bad thing because they cause these earthquakes. But if we didn't have them, they would lead to much worse things. But I don't know. Let me know in the
Only
comments.
that, but a
Ow.
significant event within this subduction zone would displace a tremendous
Funny
amount
bone.
of seawater. This water will surge in all directions. Some will head toward Japan, but the majority will hammer the American Northwest. The water will cover approximately 140,000 square miles of land, including
my
major
days.
cities like Seattle, Portland, and Olympia. It would be the single worst natural disaster to have occurred in the history of the United States. Some projections indicate that up to 13,000 people would lose their lives during this event,
Holy
with
shit.
thousands more suffering injuries. Plus, over 1 million people would be displaced. It wouldn't be the first time such an event occurred. Research shows the fault created a magnitude 9.0 earthquake in the year 1700. Scientists suggest there is a 300 to 500 year window in which another major Cascadia event will occur.
Oh my
So,
days.
we're already in the middle of a potentially
It's gonna happen
cataclysmic event. Who knows
100 to
if it'll
200 years
happen
time.
100 years from now or in a couple of months.
God damn. Prayers, because fuck
Located
that, man.
on the southern flank of Kilauea is the Helena Slump. This area extends down toward the sea, and it's sliding little by little with each passing year. It's currently moving at about 4 inches per year. However, if an event were to occur to cause the slump to slide entirely into the ocean, it could have catastrophic consequences to the surrounding area. The massive slide could potentially generate a large earthquake. And with such a massive earthquake occurring in the vicinity, it could generate a mega tsunami with waves measuring 1,000 feet across the Hawaiian Islands. While Hawaii would bear the brunt of the damage, it's possible California would be unable to get out of this situation unscathed. If the waves were big enough, then they could travel hundreds of miles per hour and hit the Golden Coast. As recently as 1975, slight movement from the Helena Slump created a smaller but still somewhat destructive
7.2?
tsunami that managed to reach California. And that was a small one. The big one, as it were, could perhaps cause a lot more destruction on the continental United States. Scientists are fairly certain such a major event will not occur for several more millennia. But, under the right conditions, it could occur within our lifetimes.
Man.
Unfortunately, it's not just the western United States that's in danger. The eastern side of the country also faces the risk of a tsunami due to the Cumbria Vieja volcano. Scientists have found that the island of La Palma could collapse at some point in the future due to a volcanic eruption from the Cumbria Vieja volcano.
Wait, La Palma, is that the one? Is that Las Palmas? Wait, let me just see, because that's in it's Spain, but it's like off the coast of Africa. But it actually erupted recently as well. Oh, there it is. Or is it La Palma? Where's La Palma? So that's a different place. And where's... the hell's happened there? So it's... oh no. So this is... oh, it is? I thought it was Las Palmas. My bad. But I didn't even know it was made of a volcano. I just thought it was a little random island off the coast of Africa. But that would affect the US.
Cumbria Vieja volcano. Eruptions from this volcano seem to occur once every 200 years, and the last summit
This is
eruption
far
occurred in 1949. So, it may be a while until this event actually happens, but with no way to really predict when volcanic eruptions will occur, who's to say when it could occur? When this volcano does erupt, the western flank of the volcano would slide downward into the Atlantic Ocean. As the flank slides down, powerful earthquakes would happen around La Palma, and all the criteria would be in place for a massive mega tsunami to take place. The waves would move westward towards the Caribbean, the Bahamas, and the eastern United States.
Jeez.
Data is still being gathered, with some projections showing the waves from the tsunami could only be about 30 feet in height, while other projections show they could get as high as 300 feet. The good news is that if such an event were to occur, the eastern states would have some time to prepare.
Yeah.
The United States Tsunami Warning Center would start monitoring the size of the waves from a system of buoys in the Atlantic Ocean. This would give people in the eastern states about a couple of hours to head as far west as possible to avoid any destruction.
Imagine that happens. Jeez, man.
When you think of seismically active places on Earth, Turkey is probably not the first thought that comes to mind.
They get a lot
As it
of
turns
earthquakes
out,
there.
this country is actually extremely prone to them, having experienced some of the worst in history, such as the 7.6 magnitude quake of 1999. The area of the country that is most at risk in terms of potential damage is the city of Istanbul. With a population of over 15 million people,
Huge city.
a severe quake here could cause untold...
Bro, this city's beautiful, man. And isn't it the only city in the world to be like in 2 continents? I think maybe, but I don't actually know. But bro, look at this. This is crazy. This is one of the wild. I've never really looked into Istanbul, but geez, it looks mental.
levels of destruction. In February of 2021, officials from the Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality presented various studies to the Turkish Earthquake Measures Research Commission. Their research revealed the potential scope of damage residents could face. They estimate that roughly 200,000 buildings would experience moderate to severe damage, leading to over 3 million people being affected. They went on to explain the possible damages to water mains, sewer mains, and natural gas systems in the event of a magnitude 7.5 or higher quake. Since presenting this information, not a whole lot has been done. The real issues lie within the city's 790,000 plus buildings built before the year 2000, when new building codes and regulations were put into place. All the people of Turkey can really do is wait and hope for the best.
Fuck. Prayers for Turkey then, man. Goddamn.
In 2014, a powerful 8.2 magnitude earthquake struck just off the coast of Chile, creating a small tsunami and numerous powerful aftershocks. The megathrust quake was caused by the meeting of 2 continental plates, the Pacific and Nazca. Despite the high magnitude, the damage was actually very limited. 6 people did unfortunately pass away, but for the most part, structural damage was minimal. The problem, though, is that this may have just been the start of a much bigger event. Some experts have estimated that this earthquake only released roughly a third of the pressure that has been building up between the continental plates. Given that, it's fair to assume that a much larger, more powerful, and devastating quake may be due at any moment. Should this occur, the destruction would be much more immense. Unfortunately, there is no real way to tell when or even if this may happen. But it's something experts have been warning about for years now. The Lake Toba supervolcano has already impacted the planet once before. About 74,000 years ago, the volcano erupted in Indonesia, and a layer of ash about 6 inches thick was able to spread all over the entire Indian subcontinent. While there is some scientific debate over how much the eruption impacted humanity's evolution, one thing was clear. This was a huge event, and under different conditions, it could have potentially wiped out humanity before we even got a chance to get started. As it turns out, we may not be out of the clear just yet. Research indicates the volcano's magma-generating engine remains active. That means the huge magma reservoir underneath the caldera continues to grow, and when it erupts again, it could be just as big as the one all those years ago. For the time being, scientists are confident another eruption won't happen for thousands more years, but they're still keeping a close eye on the Sumatra fault line. If this fault line, which runs through Mount Toba and bisects the island, were to become active yet again, it could reawaken the magma chamber early. There may not be any warning for this kind of surprise event. The only solution would be a mass evacuation of the surrounding area. Of course, there's no need for panic just yet. In fact, if you want to learn more, then be sure to check out our video covering this eruption in much more detail. The world we live in is full of strange surprises, some good and some bad. Let's just hope that the rest of 2021 is only full of good surprises, because honestly, we deserve it at this point.
I mean, from when this video was posted, did the year get better? No, because COVID came back, we got a new fucking strain, and then Christmas was cancelled again in the UK. I mean, I got COVID on Christmas Day, so wasn't great for me. But yeah, these videos are always just interesting to learn about. Pretty much saw the Cumbria, Vieja, and Volcano on here, and thought that looks like a cool island. So I looked it up, and the volcano is literally erupting today. That's the one that I searched up that happened for a few months back, isn't it? I have lived in Oregon all my life. I can see the ocean from my property, and I've known about the Cascadia and Subduction zone most of my life. It's been on my mind too. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, imagine living in these places. Like you learn about this stuff in the UK when you do geography. Like you learn about like the fault lines, like things like that, like eruptions that could happen, like Krakatoa, etc. You learn about things from the past, possibilities of the future, of these events happening. And I always used to think like people who live in these places must always have this on their mind. Like even if it's just deep down, like, you're not thinking about it 24/7, but it's always going to be there. That short, like the small idea or the small chance that you're going to be the one who experiences this happening where you live. But prayers it isn't you, because we don't know when the next one's going to happen. But yeah, I live in Australia. We had a similar wet winter. We had a very wet winter. Where did I get similar from? We have a lot of vegetation now. I'm dreading summer. Bushfires are going to be bad this year. These scenarios are the least of our... Yeah, man. Bushfires again. This is why I love living in the UK, because it's just... I say this all the time in these kinds of videos. Like it's just the most basic place to live. There's not any like extreme things, and there's not any sort of like extreme heat or extreme cold or like extreme rain or like just everything. It's just so in the middle for everything. So obviously in summers it's not the most enjoyable place to be, but in winters it's not fun to be here either, because it's not snowing. Like when it gets cold, it just gets cold, but it doesn't really snow, but it doesn't get too cold at the same time. So it's just basic, but I'm happy with it. I mean, when I see stuff like this in other places, it makes me feel quite blessed. There's not any active volcanoes here. Like it's just nothing. There's just a nothing country, but I'm happy with that. What would you prefer, to live in like a place where you've got the chances of this happening, but you also get like the positives of living in a place like that, but then you could get the negatives? I don't know, but for me, I'm cushy here, but it's still, I mean, I guess it's unlikely to happen in the end of the day. It's just a possibility, but, well, not unlikely to happen, but unlikely to happen in your lifetime. But yeah, interesting video. I rambled at the end, but hopefully you did enjoy this. And if you want more of these natural disaster reactions, let me know in the comments. But until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.